Hello, afternoon everyone. I hope you're well. Let me just pop this, we'll share it on our fan group. How's everyone? I hope you are enjoying this beautiful sunny day. I thought it was going to be raining all week, but actually it's not been too bad so far, so just enjoying the sun while it's here. I'm really excited today because I am going to make a brand new recipe, something I've never made myself before, but I've always wanted to taste. So I thought let's do it live. What can go wrong? I'm going to be making wild garlic pesto. It's the season. The countryside is rife now with wild garlic. So if you're able to get some, why not try this wild garlic pesto? Oops, that's my coffee machine going off. I love regular pesto. I think it's one of the nicest things ever, and I don't just eat it with pasta, I eat it in a variety of ways. So I've always been really intrigued to try wild garlic pesto. So I'm going to be making that now. I'm going to be showing you the recipe that I've been recommended by a very good friend who's a nutritionalist, and you can let me know what you think once you make it at home. Okay, so I'm not going to follow a cookie dough recipe. I'm just going to be cooking manually, which is really easy to do. For those of you who always follow cookie dough, just remember that if you have any recipes that you want to convert, old family recipes, for example, or anything you see online that you think, oh, well, I'd like to try this in my Thermomix, it really isn't that difficult to cook with your Thermomix. Your Thermomix has a very simple way of cooking. It has 3 elements, which is the time, the temperature, and the speed. And as long as you set those in the right place, then you're absolutely fine. And certainly with something like this where we're not cooking, it's a little bit of trial and error. So there's nothing wrong with doing a bit of experimenting. But obviously I've been cooking manually for years, so I'm quite comfortable with the speed and the times that I need to use at the moment. I will be writing the recipe down for you in the comments afterwards. But yeah, let's give it a go and see what it's like. I can't wait to try it. Now I'm going to show you my bowl. So that's got bits of parsley in there because I've just been chopping parsley. I tend to buy bunches of herbs. I chop them down, I put them in little bags, silicone bags, and they go in the freezer. So I've always got fresh herbs when I need them because I tend to use so many fresh herbs that I can't keep up growing them. And I can't keep up when they buy them, and sometimes they go off if I don't use them. So I've discovered that if I chop them in my Thermomix and I pop them in the freezer, I've always got fresh herbs going on. So I'm not even going to clean the bowl because I don't mind a bit of parsley going into my wild garlic pesto. So that's fine, saving a bit of water and energy there as well. So the first thing we're going to do is grind the Parmesan down, okay? So this recipe asks for, let me just move this over here a little bit. So this recipe needs 50 grams of Parmesan. So I'm going to pop the scales on first so I can weigh my Parmesan. And I will chop the Parmesan up. Let's have a look, that's 20. Remember, we have a very powerful appliance here, so we can pop the rind of the Parmesan, which means there is no wastage whatsoever. Love it about that. You could probably put 6 to 7 whole nutmegs in there, and within 20 seconds they would turn to powder. That's how strong and how powerful this motor is. So never be scared to put the rind of the Parmesan. So that's going on. Pop the lid on, and now we're going to put it at 10 seconds, speed 10. So let's go back to our main screen, pressing the house. So 10 seconds, speed 10. It's going to be loud for a bit. Okay, so that's our Parmesan grated. Haha, let's have a look at this. See, that's our Parmesan grated, and that's actually got bits, so you can see it's gone green from all the parsley as well, which is fine, it's lovely. So let's pop the scales on again. And now we're going to weigh 50 grams of hazelnuts. Now these are roasted hazelnuts. You could use walnuts or pecans as well. I think that would go really, really well with wild garlic. But the recipe that my friend recommended was with hazelnuts. I'm going to try with hazelnuts. So that's 50 grams going in. I always roast my hazelnuts first before I make any form of pesto. These hazelnuts in particular actually to make Nutella for my son because he loves homemade Nutella. So that's why I roasted these and had them ready to go. Okay, so that is our hazelnuts. Now we're going to add, let's have a look. So this, got some water underneath, is my wild garlic. Now, it's just the leaves. I've taken the stems off and I've washed it and I chopped them roughly a little bit. You don't really need to chop them if you don't want to, but I just chopped them roughly because they cleaned a lot better. And I've given them a good clean. There's still a bit of water in there. So that's going to go in now. And there's 100 grams of wild garlic leaves. There we go. Now, if for any reason you don't have 100 grams of wild garlic, remember you can always top up with a little bit of spinach, for example, or rocket, or any other kind of green that you have that isn't very flavoursome, so it doesn't take away from the flavour of the wild garlic. But I do that the same with pesto. For any reason I don't have enough basil, I will top it up with another green leaf. It could be wild rocket because it's very peppery, or I always have spinach leaves as well, and that's another really good thing to top up your pesto. And lots of lovely vitamins in there as well. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add some lemon. Now, the recipe asks for lemon juice. However, I'm going to add the lemon juice and the rind. Every time I add lemon juice, I also add the rind because I find it's such a punch of flavour, the rind of the lemon. So I'm just going to grate a little bit of lemon rind in here before I juice it. It's just so powerful and so delicious. You could substitute for limes if you had it, but I think lemon generally with pesto goes really, really well. It's not too overpowering, but it does have that lovely, fresh, zesty flavour. There we go. Just want to make sure it's all inside. Good. And now I'm going to cut that in half. Before I juice my lemon, I'm going to pop the lid on because if you juice your lemon on the lid, any pips that you have will actually stay on the lid and not go inside, whereas your juice will trickle through the gaps that you have between the measuring cup and the lid. So that's my lemon juice gone in. I think half a lemon is enough. However, I'll probably taste it at the end, and if I feel that it needs a little bit more moisture, I can add some more lemon. So you're always better adding a little bit less if in doubt, and then adding a bit more at the end. So that's all my lemon juice gone in. And let me see if I can show you. I've still got a little bit of juice on here. Whoops. But see, the pips, they stayed, I don't know if you can see, the pips stayed on the lid. So I'm just going to remove the pips. It just saves you kind of getting something else dirty in your kitchen, you know, having to juice the lemon juice separately. There's the remainder of the lemon juice. And then the final, well, almost final ingredient is some olive oil. So I'm going to pop 50 grams of olive oil. Okay, so here goes. Oh, scales. Okay, here are the scales. So 50 grams of olive oil. Beautiful. A little bit more. If you can do extra virgin olive oil, even better, because it's got that lovely olivey flavour. And finally, what am I missing? Salt and pepper. So I've got a little bit of salt. You can always adjust it at the end. And always, of course, some black pepper. See, I'm a bit heavier on the black pepper. Okay, and this is it. So now we're going to mix all this together at speed 8. So let's go back to our home button. I'm going to pop it on for 10 seconds, speed 8. It's going to be loud for a minute. Okay, let's have a look. Now, when you're cooking manually, now I'm going to have a look. If it needs to go on for a few more seconds, it will, if I feel that it's fine. And this looks perfect to me. I think it might be a little bit dry. Let me show you what we've got so far. See? That's our lovely wild pesto. Doesn't it look amazing? Now I am going to add a little bit more lemon juice. I think that could do with a little bit more moisture. You could add some more olive oil as well. It really does depend, you know, whether you're watching your fats or not. But remember, you're only using a couple of heaped teaspoons per portion, so it's not like you're having the whole lot. So I am adding a little bit more lemon juice in there. Perfect. And then I'm going to give it another mix. Oh, it's looking good. Wow, it smells amazing. This smells amazing. Right, let's give it a tiny, tiny glug of olive oil as well. And this is where you shouldn't be scared to experiment with things like these. So let's put it on for another 10 seconds at speed 8. I can hear that's pretty much done. That's not doing anything else, so we can turn it off. I don't know if you've noticed, but the sound of Thermomix, you know, if you're grating something, you can tell by the sound sometimes when the grating's actually finished before the time you've put on it. So here we go. Let's scrape it all off the lid. I think this is perfect now. It's just about got the right moisture. So a whole lemon is better. It really depends on the size of the lemon, of course, but I think a whole lemon, that was quite a juicy lemon, should go into the recipe. There we go, see? Oh my gosh, it really smells good. I can't wait to try it. Now, what do you normally like? Do you normally make basil, you know, regular green basil pesto? And what do you eat it with apart from pasta? I've got, hi Jill, Liz watching, hi, and Meryl. Now, do you make pesto? And what do you normally use it for? Like, do you only use it for pasta? I use it for salads. I love it in tomato mozzarella salad, for example. And I also love it on top of chicken. I actually pop it on a chicken breast and then put it under, you know, I put it to cook in the oven and under the grill. And it's absolutely delicious. So let me see, I'm looking for my little funnel. I'll tell you what, I'm going to use this as a funnel. So I've got my glass jar here that I've previously sterilised. Don't forget to sterilise your jars, very important before you put food in. Do you sterilise them in your Varoma? Just remember, Varoma is fantastic for sterilising jars before you make chutneys, or for baby bottles as well. Okay, so here is our pesto. So look, we've made quite a decent amount of pesto with 100 grams of wild garlic. This is probably perfect for quite 2 or 3 portions at least. There we go, just popping it into our jar. There we go. Okay. So this is our beautiful wild garlic. Now, I can't wait to try this. In fact, I'm going to have a little quick, let me get a spoon. I'm going to taste a little bit. Oh, it just smells amazing. That is really beautiful. I think it might need a little bit more salt, but that is absolutely perfect. And this is how quick and easy it is to make some wild garlic pesto. So if you're close to the countryside, get foraging, find the right plant, obviously. Make sure that you rub the leaves and make sure that you get that beautiful garlicky smell before you pick a plant. Or another thing that you can do, as I did, was I Googled it just to make sure that I was picking the right plant. So don't forget to be safe when you forage. But yeah, this is how quick and easy it is to make wild garlic pesto. Yummy. I'll be trying that later on and I'll be posting the pictures on my page. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, please do post them at the bottom in the comments and I'll have a look back and answer. And if you make wild garlic pesto and make any dishes, please do post the pictures. I love seeing your photos of all your food. So I love getting ideas from everyone else. So thanks again for watching. Have a lovely, lovely day and I'll see you very soon. Take care. Bye.